APC challenges moves for Southeast. For many critical observers, the All Progressive Congress APC has not succeeded to establish its foothold in the Southeast geopolitical zone since its formation. This is despite producing two governors, two senators, House of Representative members, and other stakeholders from the zone in current dispensation. There are those who insist that in a free and fair electoral process, it would be impossible for the party to control any state in the Southeast. In the estimation of observers, the ruling party remained a hard product to sell in Southeast for a number of reasons. The major factor is that the people from the zone believe the APC has been unfair to the geopolitical area. No amount of assurances from party stakeholders from the East have assuaged the negative mindset of the Igbos against the party. The situation was captured by late chieftain of the APC Ogbonnaya Ono in his popular diatribe against his party injustice to the Igbos during the 2023 presidential primary election. He had passionately and rhetorically asked, where is the justice for the Southeast geopolitical zone in the political equation of the party? The former Minister for Science and Technology had complained bitterly against the party after sensing that to betray the confidence, loyalty, and trust of his teaming members from the zone. He also decried the insensitivity of the party leaders and their failure to facilitate the chances of an Igbo man emerging as the replacement for then President Muhammadu Buhari. After interpreting the bold handwriting on the wall during the party's presidential primary, Ono has argued that after sacrificing so much to keep the country united, and the party rewards its loyal members from the zone with the presidential ticket. He said, I held the presidential ticket for one of the three parties then, but I had to let it go to solve a problem with the Southwest to make sure that two Olus contested for presidency, that head or tail, one will become the president, and that brought down tension within the country. This is what would have happened if we allowed the Southeast at this time. What is very, very important, exceptionally important, is that we must ensure that justice is upheld. Naturally, it should be somebody from the Southeast that will replace Buhari, and that will give the opposite South versus North and Christian versus Muslim a balance, and it will bring stability to the nation. It will strengthen Nigeria. The South has had 8 years as president, 8 years as vice president. The South had 8 years as president and the vice president. Where is the justice? Where is the justice? Regrettably, nothing has changed ever since then in the frosty relationship between the party and its members from the zone. Since the formation of the ruling party, the Igbos have continued not only to face uncertainties, but also to grope in the dark in their membership of the party. Interestingly, in the consideration of many discerning Nigerians, the rejection and the sidelining of party members from the Southeast region during the presidential primary was just a microcosm of the humiliation level they have continued to suffer despite contributing and sacrificing so much to build the party. According to many political watchers, chieftains of the ruling party of Igbo extraction have suffered various degrees of indignity and demeaning treatment after heavy sacrifice to build the party as a merger from the legacy political party that formed the APC. Ironically, from when the ruling party took over power under the leadership of former President Buhari till now that President Bola Tinubu is in charge, neither had the chieftains of the party in the Southeast been rewarded with integration into the mainstream government cadre, nor had the people of the region fully accepted and embraced the party. In 2015, shortly after the emergence of former President Buhari, the then brand new president ridiculed and abused the sensibilities of the Igbos by announcing during a live audience in Washington that the northern region, which overwhelmingly voted for him, should expect more from his government than the one that did not. The constituent, for example, that gave me 97% of the vote cannot, in all honesty, be treated on some issues with constituency that gave me 5%. I think this is a political reality. Buhari said when asked about his administration policy of inclusiveness, paradoxically at the United States Institute of Peace. To many Nigerians and the international community, the divisive seed of discord the Buhari-led administration planted has since germinated and even grown into a full-blown tree of hatred and seems to have even gotten worse under the current administration of President Tinubu. For example, apart from the statutory ministerial appointments, there have not been any conscious deliberate attempt by the APC-led government to give an additional ministerial slot to the party members from the 5 states that constituted the core Southeast zone, despite its members crying foul. Despite the cries of lamentation and disappointment that showed Buhari's composition of the federal cabinet and justification for the low representation of the Igbos in his cabinet, the trends have continued to be abysmal and condemnable. Many concerned stakeholders had then admitted in protest that a number of the Igbos in Buhari government fell extremely short of the constitutional provision reflected in federal character, especially appointment into important government positions. Then President General of Pan-Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Chief Nnawodo, had argued that under the All Progressive Congress-led government, no arm of government, namely the executive, judiciary, or legislature, was headed by an Igbo. No section of the armed forces or paramilitary agencies is headed by an Igbo, neither the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, nor Federal High Court was headed by an Igbo. We know in the history of this country when a lieutenant colonel was appointed to the position of chief of general staff over and above his superiors just to ensure ethnic balance. We know when the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation was appointed, it was to ensure ethnic balance. We know when a former military head of state was drafted to run for president to douse ethnic tensions. What is very perturbing in this public declaration of Mr. President that his appointment must favor the state that voted overwhelmingly for him and those he trusts even against the provision of our constitution relating to federal character. One is a C, while the Igbos who campaigned and voted for him appear not to be trusted. No wonder the ministers with lean capital votes were the ones assigned to Igbo. No wonder he nominated ambassadors for confirmation by the National Assembly, naming 3 ambassadors for some states and only 1 ambassador for each of the Igbo states. No wonder 1 year and 8 months into his tenure as president, he has not visited any Igbo state. Ohaneze President General had lamented then to underscore the treatment the All Progressive government meted to the Igbos. To confirm that nothing has changed under the current administration, in what looked an admittance of marginalization of the Igbos in the ruling party, the APC National Chairman Abdullah Omar Ganduje recently announced that President Tinubu has approved the party's blueprint for political liberation, emancipation, and demarginalization of the zone. Providing more details on the radical approach in motion to actualize the demarginalization policy of the party, Ganduje, however, advised Southeast and APC political leaders to unite in negotiating for the presidency, which they can only realize on the platform of the Broom Party. I would like to let you know that Mr. President Bola Tinubu has approved our blueprint for the political liberation of Southeast to the All Progressive Congress. He has approved the political emancipation. He has approved the political demarginalization of the Southeast. Be with one voice, because if you speak with one voice, your voice will be bigger and wider for the negotiation for the political leadership of this country. There is no unity, and you need unity in diversity. We need you to be united. We need a change revolution of a Southeast, said. Interesting.